Hi everyone, my name is Katia Rodriguez. I work with Citibank here in Buffalo, and today I will be reading to you The Night of Las Posadas by Tomie DePaola. And the reason we wanted to share this book with you guys is we wanted to share some of the traditions that Hispanics do around this time of the year. So now let's get started. So I'll just start with the introduction. So Las Posadas is an old Spanish custom which celebrates Mary and Joseph seeking shelter in Bethlehem on Christmas Eve. It stems from the word posada, meaning inn, and it began in Spain and came to the New World, first to Mexico and then to the American Southwest. In Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I have imagined my story, luminarias or farolitos, as they're called in New Mexico, line the edges of the plaza in the historical district of the city. These candles, placed in paper bags, light the way for Mary and Joseph, the procession of candle bearers and others singing traditional Spanish songs. Along the way, the couple representing Mary and Joseph knock on doors, five in all, each time a devil appears and tries to keep them out of the inn. Everyone gathered in the plaza boos the devil, and the procession moves around the plaza until they reach the Palace of Governors. There are gates thrown open to a courtyard where everyone gathers and celebrates the coming of baby Jesus. So in a little village in the mountains above Santa Fe, preparations for Las Posadas had been going on for weeks. Sister Angie was so proud. Her niece Lupe and Lupe's new husband Roberto had been chosen to portray Maria and Jose, which are Mary and Joseph. Sister Angie had been in charge of Las Posadas for years and years. It was she who trained the singers who followed Maria and Jose as they made their way around the plaza in Old Santa Fe and finally into the courtyard of the Palace of Governors, where an empty manger waited for the birth of the Holy Child. Now, Sister Angie said, speaking to the two men who would play the devils, here's our picture of what your faces are going to look like. She wanted to make sure they knew how to paint their faces with red, black eyebrows and beards, and that their red stain costumes were just right, especially the red capes and head caps with pointy head horns. The devil would snarl and hiss as he tried to keep Maria and Jose from finding the shelter. Sister Angie always made the costumes for Maria and Jose herself, blue and white for Maria and brown for Jose. Stand still, she told Roberto. Lupe, I hope he isn't as fidgety as he is at home. Oh no, Tia Angie, he's just nervous about being Jose. Ah, well, Sister Angie said. Let's just go to the church and look at Maria and Jose. They will give you inspiration, Roberto. Miguel Ovideo, the santero maker, had made this beautiful carving of Maria and Jose for the golden jubilee of Sister Angie the year before. 50 years as a sister, Father Vasquez had put the carving in a place of honor in the church. As Christmas drew near, it was moved near the altar rail. They stood up looking at Maria and Jose on their way to Bethlehem. Just think of the carving and try to look like them, Sister Angie told them. I will, promised Roberto. At least we don't have to worry about a burro, which means a donkey. Las Posadas didn't have a burro in the procession. Maria and Jose walked. The burro had only made problems, so they had stopped using one years ago. Finally, it was the night of Las Posadas, and Sister Angie came down with the flu. There's no way you can't go tonight, the doctor told her. Walking in all that cold weather, they say snow is coming. They will just have to get along without you this year. For the first time, Sister Angie would not be at Las Posadas. Don't worry, Tia, Lupe told her. We will make you proud this evening. In the streets leading to the plaza, men were busy putting the farolitos in place. They would be lit as soon as it got dark. Wood for the bonfire was stacked in the courtyard just off the plaza, ready to be set ablaze when Maria and Jose entered. Well, one of the men said, it looks as if it will be a white Christmas. Snow is on the way. Even as he spoke, flakes drifted down, but a little snow never stops Las Posadas. Up in the village, the singers, the candle bearers, and the devils piled into their cars. They wanted to get down to the mountain before the snow, which was beginning to fall heavily. Do you have the music? Where's my guitar? Wait, I forgot my gloves and earmuffs. I'm so nervous. It's a good sign you're not Maria. You'll faint. Me. I hope my voice is loud enough. I've never sung the devil before. It was the same every year. Sister Angie looked out of her window. Yes, she wiped away a tear as she saw Roberto's old pickup pull up outside. Lupe and Roberto got out and rang the doorbell. They wanted Sister Angie to see them in their costumes. Ah, Maria and Jose, you look wonderful. If I had my way, I'd offer you shelter right here. Now give me a kiss and be off. Roberto and Lupe were the last to leave the village. Roberto's pickup had been acting up lately, and the deep snow didn't help. A sudden skid, and the motor died. What to do? I'll walk and see if I can get some help, Roberto told Lupe. Wrap up, and I'll be back before you know it. Down in the town, everyone had gathered. The snow had tapered off and was falling gently. The farolitos were lit. The plaza looked magical. Where are Lupe and Roberto? Father Vasquez asked. It's almost time to start. The guitars were tuned. The horn player had warmed up. The singers were ready. Even the devils were ready, but no Roberto and Lupe. And everyone knows that you can't have Las Posadas without Maria and Jose. Suddenly, down the street came a young couple. The man was leading a burro, carrying a young woman. We are friends of Sister Angie, the man said. Roberto and Lupe are stuck in the snow on the mountain road, so we have come to take their place. We know what to do, and we thought our burro could be in the procession too. My wife is going to have a baby, and it would be better for her to ride. Let's go then, Father Vasquez said gratefully. The candle bearers led the way, followed by Maria and Jose. The musicians followed, and then came the singers. Out into the plaza they went. Everyone knew their part, even the burro. They stopped at the first door. Oh, let the holy couple in, give them shelter. Let Maria rest, so the holy child can be born, they sang. Jose knocked with his staff. Maria looked down from the burro, and they smiled sweetly. But the devil appeared. No, don't let them in, he sang out. Look at them, how poor. They have no money. The crowd booed and shouted. The procession moved on, knocking on one door after another. Sometimes the devil popped out of them, and the crowd booed even louder. And sometimes they knocked, and no one answered. It was one of the most beautiful Las Posadas ever held. Even the young woman playing Maria was about to be a mother, just like the mother of the Holy Child. Perfect. They had reached the gates to the courtyard. Once more they sang, asking to be let in. This time, no devil. The gates opened wide. The bonfire blazed, and everyone rushed in. A little pushing and shoving, but that was all right. Everyone wanted to be near the manger. Well, you certainly saved Las Posadas, Father Vasquez said, turning to thank the young couple who had taken in Lupe and Roberto's place. But they were nowhere to be seen. Maybe they didn't know that they were to sit in the special place near the empty manger. Father Vasquez, we are so sorry to be late. It was Lupe and Roberto calling out as they rushed into the courtyard. Did we ruin everything? No, Father Vasquez said. Sister Angie's friends were here. They led the procession, but now I can't find them. Go quickly and sit by the manger. What friends? Lupe whispered to Roberto. Sister Angie woke with a start. Las Posadas would be over. Everyone would be having their hot chocolate and their cookies. The villagers would be back in an hour or two. I hope Lupe and Roberto did well, she thought. Sister Angie was feeling so much better. She looked out of the window, and the snow had almost stopped. Drifts covered the rooftops and the street below. I'll just go over to the church and light a candle, she said to herself. She bundled up and put the key to the church in her pocket. Sister Angie crossed the street and stood in front of the church. Footprints in the snow on the steps led her up to the door. She didn't think too much of it. Maybe some turistas. They came at all hours expecting the church to be open. Inside, the church was dark, except for the candle burning in front of the Blessed Sacrament. I'll light a candle in front of the carving, she said. She took an unlit candle and struck with a match. The candle flared up and settled into steady glow. Sister Angie knelt down and placed her candle in front of the carving. Oh Maria, oh Jose, she prayed, eyes closed. My heart will always be open to you so that the Holy Child will have a place to be born. Sister Angie opened her eyes. There in front of her, she saw wet footprints leading to the carving. She looked up. The cloaks of Maria and Jose were covered in fresh snow.